Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L coming in to talk about One Piece chapter 1004. I know I've missed a few chapters, but hey, thanks for having me. Anyway, 1004. So I'm going to start this with 1003. When it came to 1003, I was really happy because we had done the night on the game board, right? And I had thought, well, this is probably the best point to move away from Luffy. And then when we came into 1004, I was very happy because one of my biggest concerns is the possibility that we have people getting off-screened, and I really don't want that. I think last time we talked about One Piece, I was pretty clear that I want to see the fights specifically for Sanji and Franky and Jinbe. So when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm ultimately really happy. I know that in 1003 we pretty much have that whole thing with the Kaido hybrid form, but you know, 1004 just makes me so happy, and I hope we continue 1004's stuff before going back to Luffy. And the reason for that is very simply, Luffy is guaranteed to always get screen time. Luffy is guaranteed to always have a fight. The other Straw Hat members, however, are very likely to get screwed over when it comes to any kind of serious fight, dependent on how much stuff is going on in the arc. Because you have these characters getting screwed over more often than not, that's why I want to make sure we get as much with them as we can. And in this chapter, we got some more Franky, and then in this chapter, we also got to see a lot more cool stuff going on. So I do really want to, dive into those parts. But before getting into that, I do very quickly want to mention some things that apparently came out in the SBS. So the SBS, people are saying that because of a thing in the SBS, Kaido's Devil Fruit is in fact the Dragon Devil Fruit, because there was a portion in the SBS where Oda said that Zoro would have the Uo Uo no Mi model, which is the fish fruit model Seiryu, which is an Azure Dragon or something like that. So people are saying that is Kaido's Devil Fruit officially. That is the name that we have for the One Piece stuff. Now, I really think that well, I don't know. I used to think there's more stuff going on with Kaido's situation in particular with that Devil Fruit. This part does shake me a little bit, but I'm going to still be ready for any kind of surprises that Oda can throw in, just because Kaido and his daughter are weird. Dragons exist also in the One Piece universe. At the end of the day, Vegapunk was able to make an artificial dragon. I really feel that means that the dragon that exists in the universe that Momonosuke is based off must have some kind of... It's just like the whole thing is just weird. Like, why pick the fish model, right? I know like the dragons in China are not the same kind of things. Like, we call them dragons, but I know they're called lung and all that kind of stuff. But still weird. But just keep that in mind. Officially, it looks like in the SBS, Oda has said fish fruit model Seiryu. So that is now officially a thing. That is very interesting. Interesting that a fish gets to produce flame clouds. But we'll have to see. The other thing that I think is worth pointing out from the SBS before we go on is that Oda made a mention about Gear 5. And there was a little thing where someone asked if Luffy's Gear 4 is a thing, will there be a Gear 5 too? And Oda said, well, right now Kaido is the man that we have to beat, and he's the world's strongest. Because of that, the world is transitioning into the age from 4G to 5G. G means gear, right? So this is just Oda being a troll. But that probably does say that in order to defeat Kaido, we're going to have to go into Gear 5. So that makes things really interesting. That's probably going to be the last power-up for the arc. If we're looking at previous One Piece arcs, like look at what happened. If you want to get like an idea of what might go down, maybe, is look at what happened with Katakuri, in that we had a Gear 4 version shift. We had Luffy going in and decided to use Snake Man. That was the new reveal for Gear 4. So we might have some kind of reveal of Gear 5 or the beginnings of Gear 5, the transitioning to Gear 5 when we get towards the final act of the fight. But I just thought that was really interesting. It's worth talking about because otherwise we're not really going to be able to talk about them in the videos. But yeah. Anyway, going back to chapter 1004. There's many interesting things going on. I think I gotta talk about it. The first thing that's worth pointing out is like it is wonderful to finally have a game breaker type Devil Fruit on the Straw Hat side. It's finally great to not have just basic Devil Fruits, no basic Zoans. It's great to have a game breaker like Tama. Doflamingo, had Sugar, and that woman was responsible for the entirety of Dressrosa being as crazy as it was. Like, really think about it. There are some critical devil fruits that pretty much create the most asinine plots and enable them, and Sugar's is one of them. And here we have Tama coming in with such a fundamental game breaker in her little dango. I am so happy that she did this, and I think we did talk about this. She probably came in with the people that she converted. I don't care that they're brainwashed. The Straw Hat crew needed this. They needed someone with an unreasonable power, and she has the unreasonable power. CP0 is screwed over. They're going to be looking at this like everything they assume, that being there's too many forces, have just been that whole equation has been shifted. This is great. Tama's gonna have to be kept safe, but this is great. I am wholly happy that we finally have someone so overpowering, and so overpowering in the sense of the utility, right? She's a very useful character. This is like Sugar tier. Actually, Sugar's powers do too many things, like the whole turning someone into a toy, controlling the toy, wiping them from memory. Too many degrees to make Dressrosa happen. But, you know, feed someone the thing and have them be under your control. I think great stuff. For a situation where you have a pirate crew called the Animal Kingdom Pirates, or whatever they're called, great situation. I'm pretty happy with it. This is a wonderful thing. Tama's the perfect counter to Smile. We knew this was a thing, but this is where we can really see it. So this is probably going to change the equation, which I really appreciate. Now, the second thing that's worth talking about before we go forward is also who arrives at the end. So I find it really interesting that with the end pages 16 and 17, you end up in a situation where the shadow wasn't there when the person first saw Kinemon. But then, like, as soon as you go to page 17, suddenly the shadow is there. So, you know, like, my first guesses are either Hiyori or her mother, Toki. Like, how did Hiyori get there? Maybe with Tama? Maybe she was escorted down there? How does she know that the people were down there, though? No idea. If it's Toki, you can imagine some kind of time shenanigans. If it's Hiyori, well, all that really needs to happen is that someone tells her where she has to be at the correct time. We know that this girl kinda went AWOL like earlier on, doing stuff. Who knows? But there's a lot of shenanigans here. Right now, my biggest question is, how does she know to go specifically to the treasure room? Last person that was down there was Law, and he probably picked the treasure room because he probably knew that it was safe. So, lots of question marks. Now, people are going to be going down there. Black Maria is going down there. At that point, we got to talk about Sanji. Sanji has that little thing where he took down many of the men. But what point is taking down the men if the women are still going to beat you up? So, ultimately, here we are in that classic Sanji situation where he has been restrained by women. I'm not sad because the last time he was beaten up by women, he also still had a good fight. So he might still have a good fight. Not sure who he would face down unless he's going up against King or Queen. But we'll have to see. All that said, it was interesting to see how they're going to be trying to use him to draw Nico Robin. If Robin gets to have some form of a fight here with Black Maria, that would be pretty great. Oda doesn't like putting the girls against males. He just doesn't like doing this unless they have another guy helping them. That's why you end up ulti going after Nami, and right now it looks like Black Maria or some of her people are all yokai or yokai inspired, so there could be really cool things that we have here. And with Sanji saying not to underestimate Robin, it's like, yeah, legitimately, don't underestimate Robin. Just because Oda doesn't like using her powers to their fullest doesn't mean Robin's not dangerous. Robin can snap the majority of people's necks. Maybe not the snake people, which might be the actual good counters for her. But no. I am excited to see if we are going to get Robin, because Robin would be a nice surprise here. But man, Oda really likes making Sanji like the guy that looks cool getting beaten up. That's pretty much Sanji at this point. He's a very graceful loser. Well, you know, sometimes. It really depends. Like, Sanji just gets... You know how it is. Sanji gets messed with a lot. It's pretty unfortunate. This guy just has too many losers. Well, too many technical losses. You know how it is. Like with his father, he had a technical loss. With Black Maria, he has a a sex-based loss. Just kind of unfortunate. Always hurts, but I'm hoping he'll have a good fight here still. Other things, I found it really funny when Black Maria was saying that she was gonna mutilate Robin, like her limbs and all that. And it's like, yeah, okay, these are also the same group of pirates that just had Luffy fighting in a sumo ring. Yeah, okay, it's One Piece. I know, like if it's a flashback, I would believe that, but it's not. That threat's pretty much useless. I've seen how people treat their captives in One Piece. Yeah, no, don't care. Robin will probably just willpower her way through that. Anyway, when it comes to the other fights, Franky has a pretty good portion here where he actually draws blood from Sasaki. I'm happy how that worked out. You know, I was wondering how we were going to deal with so many helpers around, but now it looks like we have a clear way to get one-on-ones. We'll have to see if we can get rid of some of the people fighting Jinbe, but I'm actually really excited. I knew Franky has, like, Oda favors Franky. We've known this. We've seen Franky get some really serious fights when he really shouldn't be. And now he's actually fighting Sasuke on fair terms. So I'm happy that, you know, one of the first people that we really see displayed here is Franky. Franky has a good portion in the chapter. As a Franky fan, I am excited. Seeing General Franky also emote, amazing. I'm really excited for that. So I hope we get to see a few more things from Franky. I hope we get to have a hard-boiled fight. This is exciting that Franky might actually have something cool here. I wouldn't even mind if Franky gets a few little bit of, you know, a little bit of help, but I don't think he really needs it. General Franky is a really powerful machine, and heck, man, even when seeing the victory slash, it's like, all right, yeah, this is the best. When it comes to Nami and Usopp, I think they're doing great in terms of utility. We were able to get a lightning bolt through ulti, which was worthwhile. Right now, we're gonna have to see, like, Nami and Usopp, I don't think I need to see any kind of legit fight for them. Just give them a lot of tricky kind of victories here, and I'd be happy with that. Just a lot of technicality wins for Nami and Usopp will be fine. Right now, again, they're doing their best in terms of utility, and they actually are working really well. Other worthwhile notes, Black Maria still has a Devil Fruit that is just the weirdest one. At this point, Black Maria has to be awakened. She has some kind of variation of an awakened Zoan. It's just, you don't, the only people that have two faces are the smile users. Black Maria has some kind of gimmick, unless we're going to say that this Zoan fruit is an exception. I still think that's the case. Even the One Piece wiki is pointing out that she is so far very unique in what a Zoan is. We've seen no one else have this ability to produce a second mind that is so different from what Black Maria is thinking. Yeah, no, like honestly to me, when it comes to the Zoans, the Zoan fruits seem to be able to confer sentience, given when Vegapunk made, you know, like all the various animal weapons. The Zoan fruits most likely have an animal spirit. This is probably also why the smile fruits are able to exist in Zoan form. It's probably because everyone figured out that the way to make a devil fruit is to shove an entity inside of the devil fruit, and shoving animal souls or animal minds into fruits is probably easier than shoving abstract devils into fruits. So the Zoan fruits probably have sentience. I mean, even when you consider the whole situation with Caesar and his giant salamander or whatever poisons thing he had, even when we saw that whole process of how a devil fruit gets recreated, yeah, no, the Zoan fruits probably have sentience, and awakening that sentience is probably what has Black Maria making that face. Honestly, that seems coherent with the current One Piece science that we've seen. Other little details, lots of crazy things going on. We have more of the recon person. We see, like, she can see through those little eyes. I think we already knew that. We do have a pretty nice information network where Sanji was able, or had the option, to speak into the lady and have that message transmitted. Yeah, no, overall, lots of cool little things. I think really solid. I'm enjoying it. I think this was a pretty nice update chapter. I really hope that 105, 106, 107, maybe 108, we continue not seeing Luffy. Again, because Luffy's guaranteed to have screen time. Guys, let me know what you thought down below. Until next time, I hope you have an absolutely great day.